pretty much why I'm in the situation I'm in. And, I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm sure eventually I will recover and get over it. I lost my mother and I lost my father. Well, I lost my father years ago. I lost my mother on February 1st, 2009. And yeah, obviously that hurt, and it was a horrible, horrible thing. Losing my brother Jeff, probably the worst thing ever I've ever been doing. And we were very close. I took care of him. It gave me a purpose. I enjoyed being able to take care of him. I went to the liquor store one night, and I come back 20 minutes later, he was dead. And I spent 8 months, and it seems like 2 weeks, but I'm recuperating. Slowly but surely, I will survive. I have suicidal thoughts, but I know I'll never act upon them. At least not like my sisters, because I think hanging yourself would really hurt. I'm too much of a sissy to hurt myself. And my brother Jeff is the worst thing that ever fucking happened to me.
What happened to your arm?
30 years ago, I got in a fight. Got in a fight. It was a drunken brawl. And we ended up going down some stairs, and the other guy basically jumped down the stairs and he landed on my elbow and he crushed it. I ended up in Ramsey Hospital at the time, Region Hospital now, and they operated on it, and they, fixed it so I could still bend it at the time. But after 25 years, what happened is the bone actually keeps growing, and it got so big that I couldn't bend it or use it, and it got very painful. So in April of 2004, I went to reach for a cup of coffee. It wasn't a beer, it was a cup of coffee. And it hurt so bad, my wife noticed it, and she said, "That's it. You need to go get this taken care of." So I went in, and they fused it. So now I can't bend it no more. It just stays like this. I'm pretty good at hiding it. In my present situation, I can't show weakness or vulnerability. So I'm pretty good at hiding it. People really, I've had people that have known me for 2 or 3 weeks and they never even realized it was there. And then a couple years ago, my son slammed the door on my finger and I lost my finger. And he feels bad. It was just a tantrum tantrum. Half my fault, half his fault. I'll take half the blame because I was half drunk and half coming down on meth, and I probably irritated him and he irritated me. So I did not blame him. I'm the one that was supposed to be an adult and responsible, so I did not blame him for what happened.
When you say in your present situation you can't show weakness, vulnerability?
I'm on the streets. I mean, if you ever been around a flock of chickens, I don't know if that's what they're called, but if you're ever around a group of chickens and one of these chickens get hurt, You sit back and watch what the rest of the chickens do to the chicken. They'll peck it to death. I've seen it before. And that's the way I feel. If I'm, and this is like Dorothy Day, a perfect example. If I'm down in a situation like Dorothy Day, and they sense my weakness, I'll be the person that they come after for my cigarettes, my drugs, my money, my anything. So yeah, I basically, I can't defend myself, so I don't let myself get into the situation where I need to. That's why I'd rather be in somebody's garage by myself than in that situation. Plus, I don't really like people. I'd rather be by myself anyway.
So you'd rather be living on the streets than a homeless shelter?
No, I'm trying to get into a homeless shelter. That's what all this is about. I've been fighting for a couple of weeks now, and I'm getting real close.
So is Dorothy Day a homeless shelter?
Well, Dorothy Day is a homeless shelter where if you go there, you get a mat and a blanket. And this guy right here has got a mat and a blanket. And this guy right here has got a mat and a blanket. You know, I'm trying to get into a shelter where I have my own room. You know, I have my privacy. But I don't want to be listening to this person snore and smelling this person's parts. I would rather not be like that. I would rather. I couldn't. It's completely incomprehensible to me. I guess I couldn't imagine. I don't see how anybody does it. And as myself, no, I would never. You caught me sleeping in your bushes the other night.
Tell us about that.
Huh?
Say more about that.
I was over at my friend's house getting drunk. But I knew that it was time for me to leave. And I come over, I brought a blanket from her, and I come over and tried to hide in your bushes. Because my friend here doesn't want me hanging out in his garage and stuff.
Then what happened?
Lately he thinks he's too good for me, and I hope he does watch this. You come out and you seen me, and you was very generous and very nice, and actually let me sleep in your van. And I woke up the next morning, a bit embarrassed, but alive and warm at least.
How long have we known each other?
I've been mowing the grass for about 3 years now.
Tell us about that.
I come over one day, I left a note on your door saying, I'm a friend of Sheldon's, I mow Sheldon's grass, and I would like to mow your grass too because I can only work for cash because I've been trying to get disability, and I left a note, you called me, and the first year I mowed your grass, you gave me $8 a time. Last year I mowed your grass, you gave me $9 a time. This year